Welcome back to another Mindset Monday. If it's your first time checking in, it's your boy Fitman Dan. This is just a time where I come to share a few words that I hope help someone. I hope help impact them on their fitness journey, on their journey through life. Welcome, man. Welcome to another Mindset Monday. So I missed last week. I needed to take a little break, just like a little mental break, just kind of like falling back from social media and just kind of like taking time to look within. So I'm excited about this week, and we're gonna get straight into it, man. This week, I want to talk about your why, knowing your why, right? So oftentimes, right, we choose to pursue things without knowing why we're actually pursuing it, right? And today I want to talk about why it's important to know your why, right? It's important to have a strong why because your why is the reason why you push through challenging situations, right? Your why is the driving force behind what you do. It's the reason why you take action. Your why fuels the action, right? Your action is fueled by the desired outcome that you wish to achieve. Your why is also your source of fulfillment, right? When you're pursuing your why, you feel a sense of fulfillment, right? Fulfillment is something that is above happiness, above joy. Is fulfillment is something that we all seek in life, right? And so knowing your why aligns you with that fulfillment, but it also ensures that everything you do flows from the same motives, right? So that you aren't swaying back and forth, right? Guessing what you should pursue, right? So what I mean by when I say swaying back and forth, right? When you don't know your why, you tend to just accept whatever why the world attaches to you, right? There's a saying that says, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. So if you don't have a reason why you're pursuing a thing or why you are doing a thing, right? You will just accept whatever reason, people may attach to, something that you are pursuing, right? Or you may accept someone else's why and pursue something that your heart doesn't even desire. So it's important to know your why, right? Jesus here in John 1:38, right? He even asked the disciples, Jesus says, what do you want? Right? Jesus looked around in John 1:38, I'm reading from the New Living Translation. It says, Jesus looked around and saw them following and said, what do you want? Right? So this is a powerful picture that even Jesus, right? He wanted to ensure that the disciples that were following him weren't following him just because they wanted to be attached to his name, right? He wanted to ensure that their motives were set right, that they had a correct why, right? And though we may have different whys in our fitness, our professional, and even our private lives, our ultimate why should be to please God. Our ultimate why should be to step into the fullness of all that God is calling us to be in this lifetime, right? And when you pursue that, everything else flows from it. Every decision you make flows from that, right? I've made a video on this before, like, it's how do I get up and go to the gym day in and day out every single week? Like, what drives me? What motivates me? It's not I said in that video, I explained, like, previously, it was because I wanted to look a certain type of way. I wanted people to perceive me a certain type of way. But it wasn't until I aligned my why correctly that I was able to actually stay very consistent and actually receive a sense of fulfillment from going to the gym, right? And that alignment was understanding that my body is a vessel that God uses here on earth. And so it is my honor to take care of my body so that God is able to use me to my fullest capacity, so that I'm strong enough, I'm wise and competent enough for God to use me. And our ultimate why, right, in life should be to please God. And from that, every decision that we make will be aligned with that purpose. And you have, when you are aligned with pleasing God, first of all, the things that are pleasing to God will make you successful. So once you align yourself with pleasing God, success is inevitable, right? Because the things that please him are things that make you successful. And it's important that we don't exist in a way where we're pursuing things that look cool and that are perceived by others to be popular, to be trendy, and that we align ourselves with God. Because what'll happen is, if you don't, well, first I want to say this, right? It's important, right, to not be fearful of the opinions of others, and to stand on what it is that you believe, right? In Galatians 1:10, it says, obviously, I'm not trying to win the approval of people, but of God. If pleasing people were my goal, I would not be Christ's servant, right? So as a follower of Christ, it's important that you choose to please God and not men, right? And this too is important, because what happens is when you try to please man, right? And man could be even yourself, right? The desires of your own heart. When you seek to please those desires that aren't aligned with pleasing God, what you realize is that those things don't hold you up. Those things don't fulfill you. It's the reason why there never feels like there, why you're always trying to reach the next goal. You're always trying to hit the next mark, because true fulfillment comes from aligning yourself with God, not from possessions and things that look cool and trying to please people, right? Here in Matthew chapter 6:19, again, I'm reading from the New Living Translation. It says, don't store up treasures here on earth, where moths eat them and rust destroys them, and where thieves break in and steal, right? And it offers a better solution, right? Verse 20 says, store your treasures in heaven, where moths and rust cannot destroy, and things do not break in and steal. When you align your why with pleasing God, and you seek him and you seek his approval, and you put your energy into things that bring you treasures, right? As it says here, treasures that are above, right? Meaning in the heavenly places and not here on earth, right? When you don't seek to be cool, to be, now there's nothing wrong with being cool, but I'm saying when that's not the thing that drives you as a person, that drives your life, trying to look cool for somebody else, trying to you begin to work outrageously because you want to try to have this perception of a lifestyle that you don't really have. When you align yourself with those things, they fall short and they don't fulfill you. And what you'll realize is, once those possessions and things are taken away from you, because it says here, rust will destroy them. Eventually those things get old, right? Where moths come and eat them, where if it's here in this earthly realm, it can be destroyed. People can destroy it. Nature can destroy it. Anything can happen to the things that you store here on earth, right? But he says, rather store things in heaven. Align yourself with the why of God, with the things that are pleasing, things that fulfill and bring joy to your soul. And I think I got a little wordy here, but I'm hoping that this helps someone, really realign some things, to focus yourself on things that are pleasing to God, with things that are in those heavenly places, because those are the things that will bring you true joy and fulfillment in your life. Peace and blessings.